Welcome to Theory of Conspiracy. A couple of northern lads from the UK discuss plots, cover-ups, and the unexplainable.
Hi, I'm Andy the Skeptic.
Hello, I'm Carlos. I believe.
If you would like to support the podcast, please talk about this with your friends or give us a review on iTunes. You can comment or contribute at TheoConPod, that's at TheoConPod, or check the link in the podcast description.
Listen up, this is the main bit.
Merry Christmas, TheoCons. This is our little Christmas present to you, dear listener. We hope it brings you a smile or joy or whatever it is you get out of listening to the ramblings of two blokes from Manchester.
I like that, was funny.
So, Carlos.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good.
Do you prefer to give or receive at Christmas?
I'll be honest with you. If you speak from the heart, it's to give. If you speak with your brain, your £3 brain, it's to receive. But obviously, I'm having nieces and obviously sisters and a mother. But when you get them something they really want, it's always give. And I'm sure I'm not a father myself, but when you wake up and you see your daughter there with such a big smile on her face, I bet you feel like $1 million you do. So it's going to be to give. I say give.
Yeah, definitely. I think as you get older, you like to give, don't you? It's like you say, if you've got kids, if you've got nieces, nephews, it's just brilliant to see the faces. Even I like to do little stuff. I'll occasionally do little stuff. We have a thing we just buy for the kids in our family normally. But I will always just, if I see something that I know my brother's into or that my sister might like, I'll just buy it and throw it in. And, oh, Andy, I've not got you one. I thought we weren't doing presents. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. But as when you were a kid, it was like, oh yeah, what I'm gonna get. That's all you thought about, really.
BMX, Scale Electric and stuff. But it's just, it's the little things like, do you remember you and I sort of surprised Nick for his birthday back in August, and we were social distance, we were stood in his garden 2-3 meters apart. That was somewhat simple, but you could see the look on Nick's face and his wife. They really appreciated it because obviously they've probably not had any human interaction for probably 2 or 3 months or something like that. So it was nice for him, and it's like, I think you and I was stood there for probably 2, maybe 3 hours. Obviously, I think we went to do a live stream in City Centre of Manchester. But it's just look, and that was to give, because obviously past birthday cards, and I think you had a sort of little gift for Nick. But also, it was great because we received, because obviously the look on his face was of such like, oh, the two mates have come to see me, and he was so happy that it made me nice, because even though I've not received anything, but I received his kindness, if that makes sense. So it's one of the things where it's like it works both ways, and it's one of the times of the year where if you do something really nice for someone and you see how much they appreciate it, it makes you feel good as well. So it's a win-win situation for everyone, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm sure they were seeing the regular family, but to actually see some different faces, and
Exactly.
for us as well. Just for me and you as well, because literally during the whole lockdown, even between the lockdowns, other than a visit to Nick's, I think I went again later on and dropped I can't remember why I nipped in. Oh yeah, again, it was one of those things where he wasn't expecting anything, but I saw a really cheap PlayStation game, and Nick had got hold, or he was borrowing his someone in the family's PlayStation. So he was on a PlayStation for the first time. Normally he's an Xbox kid, and I saw this game and I went, I've got that game. I'll buy it, give it to him, and we can both play it, because we're always like, he's into his driving games.
He tries to get me on it as well.
Just because you can chat while you can play.
Yeah.
And he's going, have you got this? I'm going, no. And I've got, have you got that? And he's going, no. So we've both got driving games, but none of them are in sync, sort of. So I saw this game and I give it to him and just went around and he went, oh, I wasn't expecting anything. I was like, it doesn't matter, man, here you go. And anyway, we tried to play the game, and it's only discontinued in it to the multiplayer servers. basically been taken down. So I literally bought this game, give it to him, and it won't even work. So there you go. So yeah, but it's the thought that counts.
That's like
Go on.
funny you just said, 'cause you talk about games. That's how me and Nick became good friends. Because obviously I had sort of a part-time job. I was at college / going to uni. And I had a part-time job at 16 years old, and he was like chief engineer or something at a company. I won't name the company; it doesn't really matter. But I got a part-time job there, and we were talking. And I was just, because at 16 years old, what experience have I got? Nothing apart from BMXing or whatever. And it's like, and I said, "Oh, you into your game?" He goes, "Yeah." I've just got the new Super SNES. And he goes, "No way, have you got it?" He goes, "Yeah, I got it for Christmas." And it's just, and he says, I said, "If you want, I can bring it round." So we ended up going round to his house, bought the Super SNES, and we're just there. From that onwards, we just became top mates. From the Super SNES. So when he comes round to my house, because I've got an Xbox and I've got an arcade machine, he doesn't even talk to me. He just sits at the arcade machine, just playing there. All the old games from Harry Attack and Yar Kung Fu and all the old, the sports day ones where you have to sort of smash the joypad. It's just so you can start running. So he's there. I said, "Nick, you're going to sit on the couch and talk to me?" "Oh, I'm just playing it." "Oh, I've not played this since I was 12 years old." So, yeah, he is a gamer at heart, Nick.
We went to a place called Arcade Club. For listeners in the UK and not in the UK, you can Google it. It's a place in Bury, where it's literally an old warehouse full of classic. He's got a floor. He's actually got 3 floors now. He's got 1 floor full of classic arcade games, and in there he went straight over to that game. He went, let's play this, and we were there smashing, wiggling the joystick and smashing and trying to run 100 meters and jump over hurdles and everything. I'm like, God, I've not played this since you used to break your joystick playing it on the Atari or Amiga and stuff like that. But yeah, he went straight over to them. But yeah, there's a plug for the Arcade Club. Can't wait till they're out of lockdown and need to give that place a visit. Just to backtrack back into the intro. So this podcast, we're going to talk about Christmas because it's the 24th of December. It's coming out the day before Christmas. It is a bit of a Christmas present to our listener, but that's not the reason we're doing it on the 24th. And actually, what today's date is the 9th of December, so we are recording it a couple of weeks ahead of time. But the main reason for today's recording is because it's also our 1-year anniversary. So our intro podcast came out this time last year, pre-COVID, pre all that. We just had an idea for a podcast, and I think we sat around
your house it was
before, a couple of weeks before to talk about it, didn't we? And then we recorded one, and then by the time it got edited, it was probably our first meeting was probably this time last year. If you think about it,
we had to redo it.
Night.
Do you remember? We had to redo it.
Oh yeah, I don't
because
that. It took us three sittings to do it.
Because we were both. So when you say both, we were talking. I think we were talking about 9/11, and we were on the podcast, and we were showing each other pictures. I'm saying it doesn't work on a podcast if you're showing each other pictures. You have to talk about it. It was like we both look, there it is, and go, "Hello, I can see it," but the podcast couldn't pick it up, so we had to sort of redo it, and then we thought, okay, let's put some points across, and obviously it's like a learning curve, and I think after a good few, we got an idea how to sort of try and get it out to the public so they can so if someone sat in the car, they can see the bigger picture rather than says, "There it is, have a read for yourself." Well, someone sat in the car won't be able to get involved.
This is not the only gift we've got for our listener, is it, Carlos?
It is not.
We just launched on our Facebook page the opportunity to win one of our fabulous, I'm going to say, t-shirts from our new merch store.
Dun, dun, dun.
You don't need to put your own jingles in. That's fine. Yeah, it's to promote season 2. We're going to give one of these t-shirts away. The details of how to win this are all on our Facebook page, so you can head over there, check out the link. There's a video with my boring monologue telling you that, and a few examples of the t-shirts you can win. But literally, if you've seen any of the logos on the live stream and you prefer them on a t-shirt, and what color you want and what size you want, and whether it's for a man and whether it's for a woman, you can get one and give it away to someone. Loads of different styles and stuff like that. So
I'll sell it on eBay for thousands of pounds.
You might have to wait till we're a bit more famous. So for podcast listeners that haven't been to our Facebook page, there's a link in the podcast description called All My Links, and it will take you, and on there's literally all our social media. Click the Facebook one, it'll take you to our Facebook page, and the video is pinned at the top of the page. And there's actually a link. There's also a pinned post to the merch store, so you can click the merch store and have a browse and see what you can basically win. There are 4 different ways you can enter. Each one of them is completely free. The first way to win is literally by tagging 5 of your friends on the Facebook post. Just literally do the @ symbol, type the name, and that's it. We'll pick your name up and allocate you like an entry into the raffle. You can get another one by leaving us an iTunes review, but come back to the Facebook page and tag your post with your iTunes username so I can sync them up and give you another entry. Third way is again using that link. Go onto our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, pop back over to our Facebook and just give me a YouTube username again, because a lot of usernames on over different platforms don't match up, so I need to know who it is. Also, we'll be contacting you on Facebook. And another way is to follow us on Twitch. So even if we're not live, you can go and find our Twitch channel. Just hit the little heart button to follow. So we're not asking you to subscribe, which costs you money or anything. Just hit the follow, literally just hit the little follow. Again, let us know what your Twitch username is. And literally you'll get 4 entries then. And we'll probably do a live draw on Twitch, to be honest, which will then also go out onto the podcast. So they're all the different ways to enter. We're not sure of the timescales of season 2 yet, so we'll announce when we start season 2. We'll announce the closing date. Like I say, the winner will be announced during season 2 of the podcast as well. And like I say, we're going to contact the winner via Facebook. So follow the page so we can get hold of you basically and send you a DM and get your address details and which t-shirt it is you want to win and all that sort of stuff. I've been talking for a little while, Carlos. So back on Christmas, it's also a little bit of a plug, a cheeky plug. We talked about giving and receiving. So Christmas is a time for giving, but it is also nice to be on the receiving end. Oh, yeah. So if you want to reciprocate, listener, and give us a present, then at the top of my Christmas list would be an iTunes review, obviously.
I would have said a Tesla, mate, or a Rolex watch.
A Tesla? Oh no, man! I don't. I'm not asking for anything that costs money, really. But and like I say, just those things I've mentioned there, just by subscribing to us on YouTube, following us on Twitter, and follow us on Twitch, it all helps with the social media and the presence and circulating the name of the podcast. Another good way, again, this doesn't cost you anything, but if you're a Prime Amazon member, you basically get 1 free Twitch subscription. So if you're already paying for Prime, all you've got to do, if you just Google it, you can just go onto your Prime account, you register your Twitch user account, and then you again come to our page, and when you hit subscribe, if you just scroll down, it actually asks you if you want to subscribe and use your free Prime membership. So like I say, you're already paying for it in your Prime membership. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it just bungs that Prime membership over to our channel, and we can use that towards our hosting costs. So it auto lapses after 1 month as well. It's not continuous, so you can if you are a Twitch user, you can throw your sub next month at another channel, or you can give it back to us. It's totally up to you. I think I worked it out that even if people subscribe just for 1 month, if about 20 people did this, it actually pay for our podcast hosting for 1 year. So yeah. So, and again, like I say, it costs you nothing. It's included in the price of your Amazon Prime subscription. So great. If you do want to contribute more, then you can check out our merch store. Again, talked about the link before. It's all over Facebook. It's in all my links in the podcast description. Anything you do buy from the merch store, whether it's a hat, a mug, a t-shirt, basically we just put 50p on the top of it, of each item. So that again, that will come towards the podcasting, the hosting costs, and also things like giveaways. So yeah, the more of that we get, the more stuff we can give away, basically. So yeah, we're not in this for the money. want to spread the love, basically.
And also put our interesting views across. Hopefully people will find our views interesting.
Last but not least, if you do have a product, if you've got your own product or your own business, or you just want to sponsor us and get a mention on the podcast, again, contact us by Facebook, Twitter, DM us, follow us and DM us on any of them, and get in touch with us, and we'd love to do something for you guys as well. So that's absolutely cool. So that's it. Can crack on with the main part of the podcast, really.
Well done, Andy. That was a mouthful. That well done.
It was a lot, and I typed that all down the other day, so I could read it out. So back onto Christmas questions, Carlos. Do you remember when you found out Santa didn't exist?
Wait, what are you on about? What do you mean doesn't exist?
What?
No, it's
Sorry,
just no. It's I think I was probably late. I was probably sort of either single digits. So it was like 8, 9 or something. I still believe. I think I can remember because my mum I remember I used to sit down with my mum, not my dad, but my mum used to sort of like used to write letters to Santa Claus, put food out, carrots for the reindeer and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I was late to the table, mate. I know most people grow out quite early, but no, I was thinking 8, 9. I still believe me, I think. But yeah, it's my dad didn't like it. My dad wanted to tell us straight away, no, Father Christmas doesn't exist. But my mum's like, stop being a Scrooge. I think my mum just told him to bleep off, basically, and just say, no, the kids will learn in their own time. But yeah, that was
When you found out, was it like a shock to you, or did you think, oh, I knew he wasn't real?
I think you sort of sit there.
Something else was going on.
I think you sit there and go, oh, right. Yeah, I already knew that. And you thought, shit. It's like you learn. That's the way I learned. You didn't go, oh my God, someone had to sit me down. I think you gradually might hear people on the playground or something, and they go, oh yeah, I already knew that. But no, I think I was definitely 8, 9 years old. I think I was, yeah. I remember.
Yeah. I think like 8's that age, isn't it, that they find out. My daughter, I think the magic, shall we call it, is still there. But she come home the other day and said that someone in her school had told her, had said that it wasn't real. I was like, all right, okay.
I think it's different with kids nowadays with social media and stuff like that. Kids know more now than when we were that age, because obviously we knew everything we did through magazines or books. Where now kids will say, most kids now 8, 9 years, 10 years old, just say I've got smartphones, so they just Google everything. It's there on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram and stuff, or Snapchat, for example.
Yeah, yeah. I can't really remember, mate, when I find out. I don't think I had to be told. I think it was one of them where I just, God, is that skeptic in me? People probably go, oh yeah, Andy don't believe in anything, does he? But definitely,
you probably didn't know, believe. You probably wanted evidence of Santa Claus. I think just a little fact: the name Santa Claus derives from, is it Sinterklaas? Is a Dutch name, Sinterklaas, derives from that Santa Claus.
Well, I've got some Santa facts.
Okay.
So,
see if I know, because I read about that, because it's from Saint Nicholas. I think it's from the Soviet Union. I think it was, or Russia.
Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, I think I mean, there was a time I remember me and my brother. We used to share a room. We had bunk beds, and I remember saying to him, "Let's stay up tonight and let's try and catch him coming in," because what my mum and dad used to do is we would literally wake up and there would be like a sack or bag of presents.
Waiting.
Yeah, at the end of the bed, like, sort of thing. One with my name on, one with my brother's name on. So it was like, right, so how's he got in there? How's he come in with the bags? Because obviously you thought, and I remember trying to stay awake. And when you're a kid, just laying there in the dark, trying to stay awake,
you can't. You're just falling asleep, aren't you?
It's the quickest way to fall asleep.
It's like you've like you just come in from the pub and you've had a few scoops, and you said, you know what, I'm not ready for bed yet. You put some toast on, you put the TV to watch a film, and in half an hour you're just dead on the couch. You just literally just zapped out. Yeah, there's no way. I've done it so many times, and by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I was zonked out. But usually I still get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Bobby Shafter in the chat room says, I was 5, heard the rumour in the playground in P1 that he wasn't real, so stayed awake and caught my old man attempted to fill the stockings about 11:30 p.m. He made me promise not to tell my brother he was 2.5 years old. Oh man, I can't believe that's what me and my brother tried to do, but I couldn't stay awake.
It's like I had an older sister. I had 2 older sisters, but they never sort of took the surprise away from me. They just sort of like they thought it was probably cute, but my little brother still believes in him.
Okay, Carlos, let's look at some of the facts then. Yeah, I mean, you can Google these. They come out every single year. They get updated year after year. But how many million children do you think Santa has to
Visit.
Yeah.
Okay, so if let's do the math. So there's probably there's probably 7.8 billion people on the planet. Say there's going to be about 4 or 5 billion of them are. Is it in millions or billions? Did you say?
Give it me in billions. Yeah, give it me in
I'd
billions.
say there's probably about 1.5 billion children because I think it's going to be about 4 to 5 billion adults.
You're not far. 1.9. And I think I got these stats are probably a couple of years old just because they were better than the ones that came out in 2019. So 1.9 between 0 and 14 years old. However, he doesn't visit everyone, does he? So
especially if you've been naughty, he won't visit you.
Yeah, a lot of countries, religions don't believe in Santa Claus. They have different things and stuff going on. So let's say you just went to all the Christian type, the ones that he believed in. It's actually that actually reduces it to 0.6 billion, so 600 million basically.
Yeah, that's true. That would make sense. Obviously, in the Middle East, China, they won't recognize it or believe it. Yeah, you're probably about right. Europe and America and South America.
Yeah. And that equates to about 172 million homes. And then if you take into effect the time zones and the rotation of the Earth, Santa only has 31 hours, which is about 111,000 seconds to deliver to 172 million homes.
He has helpers, though. He has helpers.
Oh, does he? Is that how he does it? Because if he was doing it on his own, that would be 1,540 homes per second. And but some science bods have worked that out, and that's basically it's under the speed of light, but it's close to the speed, because we know that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, but apparently it's quite close to the speed of light. So, but I find something. So everyone's done these speed calculations and stuff before, and we even sit there and watch him on that NORAD tracker. That's quite good. You'll have to check that out, Carlos. You can actually see his little sleigh flying around from country to country on Google Maps. But how much money do you think it would cost him? So let's say he's got good kids and he's got naughty kids, and he leaves like coal for naughty kids, doesn't he? What did you get anything if you're naughty, like coal or anything?
No, I was always a good boy. Me, I was a good Catholic boy. When I was a naughty boy from 8 to 15 years old, so I was a good boy.
God. So these people, they said, okay, so let's say 1% of kids are on the naughty list, right? How much coal is that in tons that you would have to give out and carry around?
Oh no, 1% of 600 million. So
yeah,
you're looking at that's probably 6 million tons or something.
It's actually only 120 tons. But do you know how much 120 tons of coal would cost?
120 tons?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'd probably say about $1 million or something.
No, man, it's cheap. I don't know why we don't all burn coal in our houses for heat and stuff. Oh, yeah, I do. I've just
black smoke in it.
Well, no, I was joking. It's because it's running out. It's only 72k. 120. You can buy 120 tons tomorrow for £72,000. So bargain. I don't know where you'd put it all. So, how much do you reckon he spends on the 99% that have been good? How many billion pounds? I've given it you in billions, so you know it's not millions.
2.5.
2.5 billion?
Yeah.
59 billion. 59 billion. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's
If you think about
that's
that, though,
pretty much
that's
Warren
how
Buffett's
much the world.
estate. That
Yeah. Well, that's it. They're saying that there's only a few people could afford that, and because that's how rich they are. But he does this every year. But that's 60 billion into the economy leading up to December, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Globally, not just the UK. But it's a lot of money in it. I've got some Santa myths for you to debunk or whatever if you want to do, Carlos. I think you'll probably know the answer to a few of these, but let's see. You can play along in the chat room, play along at home if you're listening. Carlos, did you know why we know the classic Santa as the guy in the red suit? Why,
oh, it was Saint Nicholas, and
why is it, why do we envision him in modern day as this big jolly man in a red suit?
oh, good question. I don't know. Don't know this one because it derives from the name Santa Claus, which was Sinterklaas, which is Dutch, and it was a guy who's Saint Nicholas. Red, I don't know. Red probably easier to see or something, or I don't know. I don't know. Don't know this one. Don't know it.
Well, Bobby Shafter on the chat room's got it. He's in the Coke advert, and Mr. Paris also says Coca-Cola was it.
Oh, right, so
Well,
so Coca-Cola give us the idea.
well, this is the myth. This is the myth. So Bobby and Paris have fallen straight into it. Kate also says that my 6-year-old told me today he used to wear green. That's correct. So the myth goes that Coca-Cola designed the modern red-suited Santa Claus as part of an advertising campaign. Coca-Cola did start using Santa in advertising in 1933, but Santa has actually been portrayed almost exclusively in red from the early 19th century. So they didn't actually invent the red Santa Claus, but they did jolly him up a bit and make him a bit more rotund, shall we say.
A bit like your granddad or something like that kind of thing. Someone friendly.
Yeah, the big jolly guy. Yeah. Because historically, yeah, he used to wear green and brown, and he was either quite tall or sometimes like elvish, or even like a little weird sprite. And we're going back way before the 19th century. Again,
But I was
Google it.
thinking too deep there. I was thinking religious because it was a
Oh,
Christian. It was a Christian from the sort of 300,
yeah.
400 AD, and he used to help all the poor children who were neglected, and used to take presents and food to make them feel better and surprise them. I was thinking something like red would stand out, so you knew he was different to everyone else. When you seen him, you could recognize him in the street. I was thinking too deep
No.
then.
It was Saint Nicholas originally. So obviously, Saint Nick. And he was the patron saint of like lost souls, children, the patron saint of prostitutes, and basic people hard done to, because apparently, again, I just got this from a quick Google. He saved a couple of people. He gave a couple of women whose husbands had died and they didn't have dowries, and they were going to get sold into the sex trade or something like that. And he gave them a gold coin each or something so they could buy themselves out. And that's where he became patron saint of this, that, and the other, as well as other good deeds he did. So he was Saint Nick, and obviously the stories went from there, and like you say, it changed to that Santa Claus game. Number 2, Carlos. Jingle Bells. It's a classic Christmas song, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it? Let's wait for the chat room. Yay or nay? Classic Christmas song. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Jingle all the way.
Jingle.
Oh, what fun
Yeah.
it's to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. It has to, unless it was the melody or was taken from somewhere else, and we, when I say we, the people sort of from the 30s or 40s, put the words to it or something, or just put different words. I'm assuming, like football
Okay.
songs, they're taken from hymns from mass, and they put their football team on top of it. Am I looking too deep into it?
Well, what actually happened? So Jingle Bells was written by James Pierpont in 1857. Pierpont was an American, and the song was originally called One Horse Open Sleigh. it was
One horse
originally
open
called
what?
it was originally called One Horse Open Sleigh. Okay, which is obviously a line in the song, and it's about Thanksgiving and winter fun. So it's
Oh,
not
okay.
actually, it's close to Christmas, but it's actually about Thanksgiving. In fact, again, if you Google it, there's a couple of lines in there that have been taken out of the Jingle Bells, which make it more obvious it's about Thanksgiving and just playing around in snow, basically. But yeah, it literally, people got hold of it and just changed it slightly over the years, and it became the classic Christmas carol.
So I was right then.
So
So it basically was an old song, and we just rewrote it using the same melody, basically.
yeah. I can't remember who was responsible for rewriting it and changing it, but James Pierpoint wasn't. I can't remember. He said something like plagiarism's all fine and good, but when you do it, don't go changing all the words.
As the old saying in music industry says, "Where's the hit, there's a rip." That's what you say.
Yeah. Number 3, Carlos. How many wise men were there?
In terms of Jesus, you're talking about here.
Yeah. You're a Bible worshipper, aren't you? The Bible tells us there are 3 wise men, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Magi. Yeah, so there was 3.
Bobby Shafter says 4. Kate says 5. The Bible doesn't tell us there were 3. Matthew 2:1 tells us that when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Did you notice the word 3? Because I didn't.
So they put 3 there for. Do you know why 3? The Holy Trinity, in the name of the
It's
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
also because they mentioned 3 gifts, but there could have been anything from 2 to 200. But yeah, because it's gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But he could have got loads of different gold presents and loads of
Well,
different myrrh
3 is
presents.
the magic number, isn't it? In terms of like the name Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So they probably just kept it all free, everything that most people do.
It's either that, or we are now all in a different reality, and it's a Mandela effect. And it used to say 3, and it no longer does. Number 4, was Good King Wenceslas a real person? Yay or nay?
I'm gonna say no.
You're gonna say no. Okay, we'll see what the chat room say before I reveal. Oh, Bobby says yeah. Kate says no. Mr. Paris is still googling. I'm joking, Mr. Paris. Mr. Paris says yes. So, Good King Wenceslas, he was a real person, but was he a king? No, he wasn't. Apparently, he was only a duke. Was he called Wenceslas or Wenceslas? No, he was called Vaclav. And was he good?
As
Possibly.
a
No.
good person, you mean, or
Yeah, because Good King Wenceslas. So the king, we know he's not a king. So we know it's this. If you to rewrite it, it would be good Duke Vaclav. But on good, so they've got the king wrong and they got Wenceslas wrong. But it was based on this Duke Vaclav, right? Was he good? No one really knows, basically. But he was succeeded by his brother, and his brother was called Boleslaus the Cruel, and apparently he really earned his name because he killed Vaclav to take the throne, basically, or to take the dukeship or whatever it is. And I think history then later on
rewrote it.
yeah, they sort of like promoted him from a duke to a king, basically, when they sort of rewrote it, and because he was killed by his brother, they made him out to be like the good guy sort of thing. But yeah,
If
other than
you
that,
look at history, it's always like from the Bible, Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel. If you look at sort of like the way the Roman Empire was created, it's Romulus and Romulus and I can't remember his brother. He killed him, Romulus, and that's how the city of Rome was created. So it's always stories in our Old Testament Bible and old historical sort of like a literature. They've always got like a warring brothers, and one kills the other to take over. And we always sing poems or sonnets or even create stories about them. Sorry, films about them. But yeah, I love stuff like that.
last one for you, mate. So I've not been keeping score, but
I think 0. I've got 0 so far. I think.
have you?
Yeah.
Okay. You sort of been close with some with the Coca-Cola thing. You just didn't know it
Yeah,
was
true.
Coca-Cola. So have you got an advent calendar, Carlos? I've not this year.
Not this year, no. No, because it's like
You've not got a Man United
being a good boy.
Man United
No, at the moment, United have been naughty. This year, United have been naughty, so no advent calendar for them. But no, my nieces, I bought my nieces one, but I've not kept one for myself because I'll end up eating all the chocolates before the 25th of December.
And that's the danger. And when did they open their first one? When did they open it? When Advent began on the 1st of December?
I'm assuming so. I can't say for sure, but yeah, I'm assuming they would have probably opened it on the
It does
first.
start on the 1st of December, doesn't it? It does start on the 1st of December.
But knowing my
Advent.
nieces, they'll probably get hungry and eat it at night time, so they probably had them all now.
Oh,
So,
this is my question for you, Carlos.
sorry, mate. Sorry.
It does begin on December the 1st, doesn't it? Advent.
Yes.
Been opening all these calendars for years. Does Advent begin on December the 1st, guys, in the chat room?
I'm going to say yeah.
Bobby says yeah. Oh no, 12 days before. That's Anna. You're thinking of 12 days of Christmas, Kate. So, apparently, well, not apparently, actually, Advent begins on the nearest Sunday to St. Andrew's Day, which is the 30th of November. So this year, Advent actually began on the 27th of November. The idea that it starts on the same day every year was put about by the manufacturers of the Advent calendars, which never used to have chocolates in. They used to just be little like cards with windows and stuff with little messages in. That's why you still get the little pictures and messages. You know, when you open it and you get your chocolate. A lot of them still do have that. Some don't, obviously. But so the manufacturers of these Advent calendars, they're making them every year, and it's always going to be different. Sometimes it's the 27th of November. Sometimes it could be the 3rd of December, whatever. So every Advent calendar is slightly different depending on the year. And you know, all right, I'm going to print 10,000 of these, but I might only sell 5,000. What am I going to do with the rest of my stock? So they came up with the fact that actually we're just going to say it's 24 days. It's the 1st of December all the way up. And then that way they can reuse the same design. They can sell off old stock.
Buy it for next year as well.
Exactly. You just don't put a date on it. That's why sometimes all your chocolates will start going white because they didn't sell last year, and you've been flogged them this year.
You know what? It's a subject which has bypassed me.
It's what, Christmas?
No, the actual all this knowledge on it. I thought I need to read up. I'm reading a book on lighthouses at the moment, so I need to read up on Christmas and all the facts and figures and stats on Christmas.
So yeah, that's it for Christmas. So yeah, it's a shame we didn't have Nick on. He might have won that one, seeing as you did. So awful. But no, you weren't bad. Yeah. But yeah, it's, you know, all these traditions and things that we're so used to, and our kids are used to because they've not been told. You know, a lot of them changed because of people nicking it and bending it for manufacturing and advertising campaigns, stuff like that.
Don't forget you can leave us a review on iTunes and we will mention it on the show, or send us an audio message to get your voice on air. You can ask us or say anything you like. Check out the links on our social media for our merch store. Each purchase will contribute 50 pence towards supporting the podcast. Also, subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels, or sharing this podcast with friends is very much appreciated.
I tell you what is happening. I mean, it was Carlos's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Carlos.
It was indeed. Thank you. So you and Nick sent me some nice messages, which will never be shown in public because it'll be X-rated. But yeah, I had a good birthday yesterday. I'm 28 years old plus VAT and stealth tax, so you can work it out. But yeah, I had a great day yesterday with
what's tax?
That's the thing. You don't get hit with stealth tax. That's when the government add extra tax onto. I'm sure, obviously, it's quite deep going into that, but stealth tax is when you add more on. The government add more tax on, so to get even more out of you. But I think that's more hit towards companies rather than consumers. But yeah, I read about stealth tax years ago.
Let's talk about the Monolith.
You love the Monolith, don't you?
I don't love the Monolith. I want a serious discussion about what you think this is all about, right? So, at the time of recording, 9th of December, as far as I'm aware, not looked at the news today, but as of yesterday, it's now on its 4th appearance. It started in Utah, it disappeared. Then there was one in Romania that said it was identical, except it wasn't because it had all these scratchy scruff marks all over the top of it. Then that one disappeared. Then it appeared in California, and that was a nice little shiny one again. I'm not sure if the California one's disappeared because I've not seen that, but I know that one appeared on the Isle of Wight. So it's on its 4th appearance. By the time we get to the 24th of December, it might all be out. You might all know about it, and it might have been exposed for whatever it is, whether it's aliens, whether it's copycats, or some sort of global prank. What do you think it is, Carlos? I think
I
it's just some
think
sort of global prank.
clearly it's not one person, because obviously with the travel bans, it'll be expensive unless your money's not an option. I'm
So is it
thinking it could.
copycats then, or is it some
I
sort
think
of
a
collaborative?
community. So, for example, we've got a community of people on here. So, if we've got 20, 30 people, and we're from the UK, people from Edinburgh, from Northern Ireland, Manchester, London, and so forth. We could just sort of like you do Northern Ireland, you do Scotland, I'll do England, and that's what we'll do. We'll get a design, and we just sort of start plugging it. And at the end of it, there'll be some kind of website or some kind of sort of propaganda. This is us behind it, but we're also behind this, and this is going to be our future product. So I think it's going to be a community of people. I can't see it being one or two people. The costs involved for traveling the countries will probably be into tens of thousands now. But like again, if money's no option, not a worry, then you can do it. But I think
Do you
it's a
think it could
community
be
of
someone
people.
like the Masons or something like that that have got that sort of network, and also they've got that sort of, they're all, they're not all, but there's a lot of like builder, joiners type things that could get, that would have access to sheet metal like that. And some of the photos it only needs to be thin. Take a photo of it
Yeah, like
and make it
aluminium or
more
something.
yeah, get rid of it. Yeah, yeah. It only needs to be a thin sheet. Don't have to be freestanding. It depends if you're going to leave it there or just take one picture in a remote place and then take it away and say, "Oh, it was there. It was definitely there yesterday."
The only thing I can think of is like anything else, once you get to like say crop circles and you start looking at where they've been done. Say for example, if you look at it, it's like there's 6 or 9 of them, and you start looking at what part of the world it's been pinpointed. Then you connect the dots. Is it a shape? Is it a some kind of message? It could be some, because obviously certain things like the Egyptian pyramids, they are sort of like at a certain angle pointing to the Orion's belt. So these could be pointing to certain celestial stars. So obviously,
I
what
don't
people
know
are
if
not look.
anyone's done that yet because I know the Utah one. They didn't want to announce the exact GPS location of it. Although I think someone on Reddit might have worked it out by the rock formations. I'm not sure. And again with Romania, I'm not sure. But they always seem to be in some sort of national park. The Isle of Wight one, although it was on a beach, the beach was owned by the National Trust apparently.
It depends on what
So
angle or what place it's being placed at. And it's like it could be something to do with like a sundial or some kind of monolith. It was pointing to a certain. With all these things what are coming out, I'm not saying it's extraterrestrial, but it could be look up into the sky on such and such. Like say it appeared on the 9th of December. It says on the 9th of December, look up, and above it could be some kind of craft. I'll just give you an example. And obviously, they says, we're telling you where to look, but you decided not to look. I know I'm just giving you sort of far-fetched answers, but it could be just a random joke, or it could be looking at key points, like leaving breadcrumbs, and it's up to you to decipher the message.
listener, if you want to be one of our regulars on the chat room, you want to get mentioned in the podcast, you can find us on Twitch Wednesday night, 8 p.m. UK time. I know that might not be great for people that don't live in the UK time zone, but there you go. Facebook, I normally put like a little event up, but pretty much you can get us on a Wednesday night around about 8 p.m. Well, I say 8 p.m. Normally it was 9 o'clock just before today that we turned it on. Sometimes if we've got our acting gear, it's closer to half 8 by the time we all get synced up. Me and Carlos get synced up and test everything, and it's all ready. Carlos, go on. You wanna talk about this? I think we're gonna do a podcast episode on this because I know
Oh,
you sent me some stuff. I've not looked at it, but some UFO announcement type stuff.
this is going to go. This has gone national and viral, I should say, across the world. A Israeli sort of high-ranking security officer who's 87 years old. is released information that we've been in contact. So the Israeli government and the United States government have been in contact with aliens, extraterrestrials, and his name is Haim Esh. His name's spelled Haim. Esh is spelled Eshed. He says Donald Trump has been in communication with extraterrestrials. The reason why it's not come out yet is because the world is not ready for the information. Every major newspaper outlet has ran with it. It's ran with it. For some reason, it's not on the front page. Everybody's still talking about vaccine or the election, but he's actually gone on record. A high-ranking Israeli government member has said, "We've been in contact and we've been working with aliens for years now." But it's up to Donald Trump if he wants to come out and tell us the truth. That yes, it's confirmed. We are not alone, and we've been working with him. So it could be Donald Trump's last thing before the 20th of January when he hands over to Joe Biden, and he tells the world, by the way, we are not alone. We've been working with aliens for years. But
We're not alone, and the next president, Joe Biden, is an alien. Dude, I am definitely going to look into this. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Definitely not today, in fact. Definitely not tomorrow, probably. But I will look into it, and we'll probably do a catch up on another episode about it. Maybe with.
I've got so much information on this, but like you said, it'll be another 2 hours of it.
I'll get some info. My gut feeling, as a skeptic, is this is like your announcement when you said that the Pentagon have announced that the UFOs exist, and when I looked into it, Pentagon didn't say anything of the sort. It was.
When Joe Rogan released that information, but it's a clever way. It's a clever way of drip feeding information. It's a clever way of doing it. Slowly drip feeding.
They've been doing this since 1989, man. That's what they were saying when I was reading UFO magazine, and I was taking in every single word of it.
I don't think we're. I don't
used to believe in this stuff.
I know we can go in for hours, but I'll just keep it short. But I think we're not ready for the information. I think even people like myself and you and
I said that 30 years ago. I said that 30 years ago, man. I said that, and not quite 30 years, but almost. And it was like, we're ready, and oh no, too many religions.
We're not ready.
People just making excuses. Just if it is, it is. Get it out there.
Stick around for some bloopers and outtakes, and if you have enjoyed this, please give us a like and subscribe.
Okay, I'm gonna get me a drink of water. Oh shit! Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, good. I'm shit myself. I just fucking pull my earphones out. So Santa's a pimp.
No, he's not a pimp.
No, I'm just reading it. It made me laugh. That's all.
I know. Bobby Shafter and Mr. Paris. So Bobby, I thought you had just made that up. Cooking Wenceslas last looked out on his cabbage garden, bumped into a Brussels sprout, and said, "I beg your pardon, you can't make that shit up." I've never heard that line. What did we all Cooking Wenceslas last looked out of his kitchen window, silly bugger, he fell out, and he broke his elbow.
I don't remember the song. I remember it, but I can't remember it.
Right, that's definitely going in the bloopers, especially with my singing.